Good morning. You guys are my guinea pig again as usual. We'll see if that camera works out at all. We'll see if this camera works out at all. We'll see if that camera works. Or if the audio even works.
Yeah, and then we'll see if the mics work.
I bought some new microphones just for this. 2 new microphones, 110 bucks each. We'll find out. We're just going to ride East Side Road around the lake. Oh, and my motorcycle battery is dead.
Yep, no stopping. Alright, going after this car.
I'll let you lead again because I got more cameras than you and it's better video following.
Alright, we're off to a great start.
Yeah, you know, like nothing's gone wrong at all yet.
One motorcycle that doesn't want to start. Camera that wants to rotate.
And a James that is preoccupied by sword purchasing instead of going for a ride.
Yep. Yes, and the camera is starting to rotate a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I got the 2 cameras on here that are solid, and then if you just every once in a while.
Yeah, that's all. Every once in a while, I'll just correct this camera, and then we'll get shots for basically. Like I just gotta check it every time after we hit some bumps.
The whole fucking road. I mean,
not all of this. Not all of this road's bad.
This is a family-friendly show, I can't swear. Make my life editing harder. Yeah. I'm riding way more closer to you than I normally do just to see what the shots look like.
Just to see what the camera gives you. And alright, nice farmer turn, we like it. Yeah, because basically the camera's been nice and stable for all of this because we didn't hit any bumps there for a bit. So now the camera's only spinning when we hit bumps, which is the base, the actual magnetic base.
The magnetic base is moving.
Yeah,
I bit the bullet and actually put a sticky mount on the motorcycle. I'm like, it's a wrap. I'm like, whatever.
Yep. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't have issue putting a sticky mount on this bike. But I feel like what I really want to do is put a sticky mount, two sticky mounts on the other bike. I just haven't actually done it yet.
On the Rebel?
Yeah.
The black sticky mounts would actually blend right in.
I mean, it's still got a white tank.
Oh, yeah.
We've rotated quite a bit.
Now, I guess because the way the tether is, it's going to automatically rotate away.
I don't think the tether is coming into it yet. Because I don't think the tether's tight enough. Alright,
so you guys want to know what the videos are coming up. Now I have to remember all of the week's videos. Today is Friday. I'm not working Friday, so that made it difficult. Okay, so Monday's video. What in the blazes did I do on Monday? On Monday, oh yeah, we drive north from Penticton to Summerland, I guess to West Kelowna. Another one of those videos with thick smoke.
Yeah.
Tuesday's video. Oh yeah, so Monday I delivered in Kelowna, and then I was supposed to go home and load Tuesday morning in Armstrong, but I talked to them and it's like, any chance they would be willing to load me on Monday? And they said, sure, we'll load you on Monday. You still can't deliver until Wednesday. I'm like, no problem. Went and loaded on Monday, drove home, spent Monday evening. I got home at 5 p.m. and didn't leave until Tuesday morning at noon. So that means Tuesday's video is driving from Caledon up to Karamias. Once again in thick smoke.
Because there's a fire that way as well as a fire north.
Well, Twin Lakes and Karamias has a fire.
Yeah, I guess there's 2 fires that way.
And then Wednesday's video. Oh, Wednesday's video is good. You guys get to see a caterpillar pull me up a hill. Also see another
That's
driver
a fucking choice.
pulling a cat. Yeah,
That was a choice.
yeah.
Not a choice I would have made, but that was a choice.
Why not pass with oncoming vehicles? Why not?
Especially since, like, I don't care what he's riding. He's got the power to do it a lot quicker than that. To not hang out in the danger zone.
Yeah, just make it a 3 lane. Why not? But yeah, Wednesday we had a caterpillar pulling up. Well, other driver first, and then me, because it's a very steep logging road. So that's a fun video. I trimmed a lot of branches with a smokestack in my mirrors.
Alright, well, the Civic's actually doing decent speed, but I still don't want to be behind them.
Yeah, I'm fine with passing. And then Thursday's video is driving from Castlecar to Nelson. And then I shot a second video driving from Oliver to Penticton for Friday's video. So honestly, Thursday and Friday's videos I don't find all that interesting. Usually the ones I find boring, people find interesting though. And I find Wednesday's video really, really interesting, but we'll see if you guys find it boring. Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to take a bit more of the full lane here.
Yep, she's all yours.
I just don't like leaning across the line. I like to keep it so my lean doesn't put my helmet over the yellow line.
Yeah, I see that sometimes. I'm like oncoming. I'm in a big rig, and here comes a motorcycle that has his tires on the yellow line, and his head is way over the yellow line. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna get sketchy.
Yeah, you're making choices, and I'd appreciate if you didn't.
So I do have an engine light on, like James said, most likely due to the fact that my battery is dead.
Yeah, basically we bump started the bike rather than actually using the starter. So
when he says we, he means he did it, because he is better at bump starting than I am.
Which honestly, I don't think that would have worked if that bike had not already been warm.
Riding a little bit, yeah.
There's got to be something draining down your battery, though.
Yeah, I can't think of what.
Like, because that's like Mel's bike. Also, her batteries don't. She doesn't get quite the same life out of batteries that like I do.
Because this is only season 2 for this battery.
Because that's where.
And we took it out and put it on trickle charger over winter.
Yep, and like this bike is on its original battery. I have never put a battery into this bike.
And you left it in the winter.
Yeah, I just leave it in. I do nothing with it. I don't even I don't think I unbolted it. Like I didn't even disconnect the battery over winter. I just left the battery in and connected, and we'll just come spring. It takes a long time to start.
Your choice over here.
We tend to go left a lot, but I actually like going straight sometimes.
It also makes a better YouTube video going straight along the side of the lake. Although that road is carving corners too, but...
Yeah. But I like the little section there where you get the rocks on either side. Oh.
They've got an N logo on the back.
Yep.
They certainly drive like a new driver.
I'm just gonna do this.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I'll just wait for you and then do the same thing.
There is oncoming.
I see it. I'm going out.
And then nothing after that. It's one thing, we were coming back from trails after picking up Jeff's car. And Jeff passes like a row of 8 people, and then he calls me and he's like, all right, I'm going to call it when it's clear. So
Yeah,
it's like, all right,
passing
I
8
can now,
people is a choice.
I can now pass people on blind corners because I have a spotter ahead of me.
Ahead of you, yeah.
As long as I trust Jeff, I can go, yep, I know it's clear ahead of me.
We do that on big rigs very often with talking to each other on like.
Yeah, this view right here is one I always like, but this is where a 360 camera above you would be the best way to capture it.
Oh yeah,
and you can look exactly what you want.
360 above the helmet, yeah, would be the way to go. I wish 360 video was easier to edit. I wish like
Yes.
DaVinci Resolve would just take 360. I don't know, maybe it does. I don't know. Wonder if I get the
only place I know of that does do 360 well is Adobe, whatever the Adobe.
Yeah, the high-end Adobe one. The most
that
expensive.
one you can just toss it in and it goes. It does 360. But other than that, like with my 360 camera, honestly, the phone app is better than the computer.
Yeah.
Than using your computer for any of it, which is unfortunate. I don't like to do it all on my phone. But now that I have a new phone, maybe I should give it a shot and see how I like it. I want to put a 360 camera on my sword one of these days and
that'd be
see what
awesome.
that captures.
Yeah.
Because that would be just really hectic and awful with a standard camera. Because the sword moves so much. It'd be like basically give you motion sickness. But with a 360, you can stabilize where you're looking at. You're just shifting around the point.
Yeah.
So I think that could actually be pretty cool.
Interesting choice he's got there. He's picking the right side to run in. Well, kind of the middle.
Yeah, I don't think he's picking a side. I think he's just kind of doing whatever.
So yeah, here I was thinking going up to Willowbrook, but those roads are probably all closed.
Yeah, I don't know how that fires. I haven't checked on that fire in a couple days online, so I'm not sure.
I think the best choice here is just go up to back to Caledon and take 3A up to Green Mountain, and then take Green Mountain back to Penticton that way.
I mean, we could always go off this way and see if we run into closed roads or not.
Yeah, if you want to.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, see. Well, they might have a close right at the base here too. So.
Yeah. And that's if we eat up too much time, basically having to backtrack, then we can at that point make the choice of whether we're going to do Green Mountain or not.
Yeah.
Nope. Camera's shifted. It's actually worse in the basically the community streets is where the camera rotates the worst.
But it's more rougher road, right? The gravelly road, the vibrations.
Yeah, because it's all the little breaks are the ones that really do it, where they're harsh little breaks. The bigger bumps, the magnet doesn't want rotate as easily on, because they're bigger, but they're also smoother. And also at the higher speeds, the little bumps get evened out.
Yeah, it becomes smoother. Yeah.
Okay.
All yours. Why didn't you go right in front of the big rig?
Yeah, I have a habit of not going right in front of big rigs for some reason. It's almost like I prefer to not put myself at the mercy of a driver who has to be paying attention if I mess it up and I'm suddenly stalled in front of him.
Same way when it's open here.
Yep. When coming to a stop, I will not pull in front of a big rig. All right, I'm gonna wait for that red car.
a little hesitant because I don't want to stall the bike.
Yep, don't stall the bike. With it being very nice and warm right now, we should be able to push start it even on level ground. But that is very much, like one of us would be pushing the bike.
Yeah, running behind it while, yeah.
And that sounds like work.
That does sound like work. So running at slightly higher RPM should charge the battery better?
Yes. Bikes, unlike car, so a car actually has a lot of tools to basically bump up the charging, basically the amperage you're getting at lower RPMs, because you can add a lot of complexity to a alternator. Bikes don't have alternators. Alternators are too heavy. Bikes have generators. So almost every bike will not make good use of, basically it will only make use of, like basically an alternator makes AC current and then basically grabs both the, what to call it, like a negative and positive side, flips it and stacks it on each other. So you're getting everything that alternator can put out. But that also takes a lot of weight to be able to do all of that. So bikes just operate on generators.
Rob's power too.
Yeah, bikes just have generators, whereas like, all right, so
Just
you're
taking
putting
this
out
current.
you're putting basically you're only grabbing basically you're grabbing DC current directly. That might not be completely accurate. I've not looked into bikes enough. I know that they have a rectifier, and I'm trying to think, what does a rectifier do if you're only getting DC? But the rectifier, I think, only because you're never ever going to just generate DC, but for the bike, I'm pretty sure you're only interested in the DC, so they basically just chop the other side of it off, and they're like, all right, you now have DC current. Whereas the alternator is a bit more sophisticated. So bikes are very much just you increase RPM, you get more battery charge. That's just how it works.
So what I should do is take the battery out and bring it upstairs and trickle charge it.
Yep. Charge it up and try to give it a good chance again. Yeah, the fact that it died so quickly is not very promising.
Yeah, like there, it must be a short or something. It's draining battery somewhere.
Yeah, there's something that basically is not a hard short, because then you'd be blowing fuses and all that. But basically, somewhere something's not fully shutting down, and it just slowly letting your battery drain down. Like every vehicle will do that, and then sometimes as basically wiring gets older and resistance comes in, sometimes you will have batteries sort of just drain down, and it's very hard to trace where it's coming from. That moved a fair bit.
On those bumps, yeah.
Yeah, that hard bump basically shifted the battery or the magnet back by about half the base width.
Interesting.
What?
That it's doing that much moving.
Well, that was a hard bump. Basically, the whole thing actually lifted off slightly. Normally, it just sort of spins, but in this one, it basically actually.
Man, I'm rusty at corners.
I mean, I also feel a little bit rusty at corners. I have gotten a lot less riding in this year than I normally do.
Okay, I did that one a little better.
The key thing with rusty skills is to just not
outride your skill level.
Don't outride your skill level.
I have made that mistake, and luckily not paid the price.
Yep. You've gotten away with making that mistake.
See you later, ranch. Shouldn't it be see you later, vineyard?
Yeah, I don't know what ranchy bits of ranch there is, but I think their whole gimmick is sort of see you later ranch is this is the ranch that everyone's dogs goes to.
Got
the
it.
dog goes to the farm.
Well, that's why they got the dog logo on it.
Yeah.
Basically, you sent your puppy to the ranch.
So I think that's why they're not wanting to let go of the ranch bit of their name. It's part of their identity, even though I don't think they do anything other than wine at this point. Because there's a lot of farms around here that used to be orchards or ranches, and they're just all vineyards now.
Yeah.
Although some are changing back.
Well, they were complaining that with the new laws of fertilization that they're not going to be able to survive.
Yeah.
It's like, it's what happens when you guys all switch to vineyards.
Yeah, if you all do the same thing.
But that's a problem in like all places, like third world countries too. It's like one farmer all of a sudden makes good money off of this thing and the whole village switches over. It's like, that's not the way you do it.
That's not a good long-term solution, because that's how you drop the bottom out of that market, and suddenly that's not worth anything anymore.
Yeah, the orchards that decided to stick it out and go, we're gonna reinvest in peaches and reinvest in apples. They're the ones that are gonna all of a sudden go, everybody switched to grapes, so guess what? Our apples are worth a lot more money.
Yep. Yeah, grapes are not worth anything if you don't have anyone to turn the grapes into wine. And if you are like, well, we'll just make our own winery, now you're competing with all the other wineries to sell wine.
Yep. And wineries are very, very picky on the grade of your grapes.
Yep. Combined with the fact that if your grapes are for wine, they're probably not for anything other than wine. People don't like eating the grapes for wine. Like, people are not going to buy them in a grocery store for the most part. I've eaten grape or wine grapes. They're fine. I have zero issue with them. I don't know why they don't sell well, but definitely one of the guys talking about, he's like, it'd be nice if you could actually have options for your grapes, but either you're planting wine grapes or you're planting grapes to sell grapes, and that's it. If it's grapes for eating, they are not for wine. If it's grapes for wine, they are not for eating. Let's see how much gravel. Actually, it doesn't really look like there's a lot of gravel on this corner. Normally this driveway pulls a lot of gravel onto this corner.
Well, you're kicking up rocks, but
it's not as bad as it often is. So we'll take it.
Yeah, they must have lifted all the evacuations for this
emergency
village.
Irrigation ban. AKA, the firefighters would like the water pressure. Do not steal it to water your grass.
Yeah, I saw some posts online. Somebody told me to go turn my sprinklers on. It's like, no, don't. Unless the fire department asks you to turn them on, do not.
Yeah, if you are the property that is basically making the firewall, yes, have your sprinklers on.
Yep, you are.
If you are not, leave water pressure for that property.
They asked all the people from OK Falls to Oliver, if you draw your irrigation out of the river, turn your sprinklers on.
Yes. Basically, if you're not part of the, if you're not going to drop the water pressure.
Yep, you're pulling your water out of the river, please turn your sprinklers on. But if you're pulling the water out of the hydrant, stop using water.
Yeah.
Because when we had that fire last weekend in Penticton, I heard on the radio going, hey, this hydrant is low pressure.
Yeah.
Just a FYI, you can't suck out of this. We're going to get what we get out of this.
Yeah.
If we get the pump sucking, it's going to collapse all the hoses because there's not enough suck here.
Yeah. Yeah, fire hoses use a lot of water. If someone else is stealing the pressure somewhere else, you very quickly are going to run into problems. Fire's got to be pretty under control because the smoke's not bad out here.
Yeah, it's really
see
good.
it.
Well, you can see up there.
Yeah, you can see up there it's smoldering, but it's
Yeah,
not.
there's definitely a couple of hot spots up there, but for a while there, Oliver was under threat from this fire. That's how worried they were, but the wind died down, so...
Well, the wind basically shifted and it started blowing towards Karamias, but that also kind of blew it up into the mountain where the basically the undergrowth sort of just drops off. And if there's no undergrowth, it's a lot harder to burn a tree. So it turns out it takes a lot of heat to actually burn a tree. But once you can get that heat, now it's very self-sustainable to keep that going.
I guess we should say what we're riding because somebody's going to ask. So I'm on a Triumph Street Triple, what, 2012?
Yeah, 2012 Triumph Street Triple is what you're riding.
650 horses, or cc?
Sorry, 650 horses.
No,
Wow.
650 cc. Right? I think so.
675?
Oh, it might be 675, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a 650. I'm pretty sure it's a 675.
Yep, that's it. And I have no idea what you're on.
I am on a Honda CB1000R. I, as the name suggests, have 1000 cc's. Although I'm absolutely positive, I haven't checked. I was either 999 cc's or 998 cc's.
Oh, it's not exactly 1,000.
Yeah, most are not. Yours is definitely not an actual 675. It is slightly off. Sometimes it's over, sometimes it's under. The 600s and the 1000s are always just barely under because racing regulations basically always said, well, you cannot be bigger than 1000.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone basically made a 999.
That's like when you buy those Chinese little engines to attach to your bicycle.
Yeah.
They have to be 50cc or lower, right, to be legal. Yep. So you have all these little motors that have stamps on them that say 50cc, and they're like 150cc little engines.
Yeah, I don't think they're... I've never seen one that's 150 stamped 50, but I've definitely seen ones where they're like 100, like a little bit over 100. 75 is really common. 65 and 75 on a stamped 50 is super common.
It's like, look, officer, it's legal. It says right on here, 50cc.
Yeah.
Let's actually go test it.
Yeah, the cops do know what's up, so it's largely how much they care.
Yep. It depends on how reckless you were riding that bicycle with an engine in it.
Yeah. Basically, if you've been behaving in a way where the cops are like, no, screw you. We want you to...
You're doing 120 down the highway on a bicycle. You do not have 50cc. Guess what?
Yeah. That's the Honda Grom has difficulty with 120. You are definitely not doing on a 50cc bicycle. Yeah, I definitely got into a conversation with somebody last week about why I would even own a liter bike. And it's like, does it make way more power than I ever need? Yes. To be fair, my Honda Rebel with 45 horsepower, like a 500cc 45 horsepower bike, makes more power than I need. But it is really nice just to be in 6th gear and be like, all right, so I'm going to pass someone. I'm not going to drop a gear. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to pass someone.
Like you said, you can't lug that bike if you tried.
Yeah, like, it's the thing, like, people are like, don't lug your bike. And I'm like, I don't think I can.
It's like, gears? Why do I need gears? I can just start it.
I basically use first and sixth most of the time. I pick my gear based on what feels right, not what I need. Now, I'm never like, oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I should have dropped the gear. It's like, it's fine. If I'm going through twisties and I'm like, it feels more responsive and better in fourth gear, then that's the gear I am in. It's not ever that I need to be in a specific gear. It's just very easy. And then the other thing is, when you buy a 1000cc bike, it costs more money. And a lot of that money doesn't just, like the money doesn't just go into motor. And money goes into fit and finish. Like on the 650 version of this bike, the aluminum is basically vinyl. It's a sticker.
Oh, okay.
On this bike, the aluminum's aluminum. Like the aluminum panels on the side, they're aluminum.
So you have more durability out of a higher end engine that way.
And also, like the whole thing of the 650 is still enough power that I wouldn't really ever be abusing that motor. But if I were to get like the 300, I would be ragging on that motor all the time. And that's where like living up in the top 2/3 of your RPM range is actually good. If you're revving, like if you got a 12,000 red line and you're revving up to 9,000, that's great. But if you're basically just constantly living in 11 to 12, that is not actually good for the motor.
That's a lot of wear. I don't know if I even feel comfortable running at that high RPM. Let's go lower gear, so
it feels weird. I'll do the same. I'm not going to go lower than second because
I'm in second right now and only at 8,000.
I'm at 6,000 right now. That's 9,000 RPM. It's very responsive in second gear.
Yeah, I went to 11.
Yeah, I stopped at 9,000.
8,000 right here. I'm sure if I did this in town, the locals wouldn't appreciate the high RPM.
Yeah, the SV650, the battery was kind of not super happy. So I just took it for a ride up and down the street at high RPM, between 6,000 and 8,000. I did hit 9,000 for a little bit. I'm sure everyone was annoyed.
You guys often see me talk about the radio observatory on the main highway. Oops, I just hit the camera, so hopefully that's still facing the right direction. Well, let's pull into an observatory, just a parking lot there.
Yep, sure.
I'll readjust my camera.
Okay, making a right turn.
Hey, a porta potty.
I assume that was set up for Ironman?
Oh yeah, probably.
Which is not going to happen now, but
it's supposed to be this weekend, yeah?
Yeah, that was supposed to be this weekend.
So when did the porta potty get put out?
I'm assuming before the fire.
Maybe. Or the company goes, we were contracted to put these out.
Yeah.
We're going to put them out. I want to get paid that contract.
Yep, I upheld my end of the deal.
We provided the services, so we need to get paid.
Just a reminder not to stop your bike.
Don't turn off my bike. So this is the big radio. Oh, I see the helicopters up there flying. There's two of them up there with buckets. To the south of us.
Oh, yep.
One is going in over there, probably coming down to the lake that we passed.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then other ones are flying up there. But yeah, the Dominion Radio Astrophysical Observatory. And then it's closed to the public, except for Saturdays and Sundays. It opens to public between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. You got to park over here. You're not allowed to bring any cells, phones, any kind of audio in here. You're not allowed to drive in. You got to park here, and walk in, and then you can get a tour of all the radio antennas and stuff. It's kind of neat. I've done the tour once.
Yeah, I'd like to actually do it again now that they're open again.
It says right down there it's open Saturday, Sunday, so
Yeah.
all right. All right, there comes that helicopter again.
Yep. All right. Yeah, it's got to be pulling up from that lake.
You can see hot spots all the way along. You can kind of see where the
Yep.
fire front is.
Yeah, you can see that smoldering line.
And the helicopter is going to be tiny on YouTube if I get
Yeah.
a shot of it. Just tiny little dots.
Yeah, the helicopters are quite far out, so you need a camera with a good lens to be able to actually get decent shots of them.
Yeah.
Is that?
Oh, and I see a spotter aircraft
Yeah,
up higher.
Looks like one of the spotters.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a helicopter spotter or not.
I don't think so. I think it's a small
Plane, small
fixed
plane.
wing, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong. I can't see enough detail.
Yeah, it's burning up in front of us all the way along. But it's not windy today, so that's really good.
Yeah, basically the less wind you have, the easier it is to fight these.
Because it's not aggressive at all right now. It's just slowly burning all these little smoldering points, just slowly
Yeah.
burning along, right? So
Yeah.
this one has taken at least one house. I don't know if there's more, but
Yeah, I think basically up ahead of us, there's where the housing is up into the woods,
yeah.
and that's where I'm assuming it's the house was lost.
The road that goes up to the left there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gone down that way till there's a gate that basically says you can't go any further.
I've gone past the gate, but I can't remember why. I was maybe giving someone a ride, something. I was helping someone out or something.
Yeah.
Maybe someone ran out of fuel. I can't quite remember, but one of those situations.
Yeah.
I rode right onto their farm. Oh yeah, you can see it came burnt right down here, right to the bottom of the valley there.
Yep.
There's a black line.
Yeah, basically it burned out into the grass of fairways.
Yeah, that's pasture land. Unless they did a fire start right there.
Now, let's say that looks like a very nice clean line.
Yeah.
Either they fought it there or they basically burned up from here.
Yeah, they maybe started a fire there and got
Let it burn up to meet
Yeah.
meet the bigger, more dangerous fire.
Fight fire with fire.
Yep.
I do that quite a bit, a lot more than they used to. Because there's the chance that the fire you start goes out of control.
Yeah.
Oh, we
right.
got
Just got a lot of things parked here.
fighting equipment.
There's a helicopter just parked there.
Oh yeah. It's kind of parked in the meadow there. I'm surprised this road's open, but
Yeah, I guess the risk just has gone down far enough that they went, yep, we're good.
how long have we been going? I should have looked at the time on the camera.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll stop in, but by
We're about an hour in, I think.
are we? Yeah, because we left at around noon.
Yeah. I think it was
Okay,
a little bit after noon when we left.
We'll probably end the video here then. Well, recording. let's try to get through Twin Lakes just in case there's something to see there. But we'll end the video after Twin Lakes here. We'll pull over at the golf course and stop the cameras, and then we'll see how that goes when I edit the video, because I have shot this test video, not this exact test video, but I have tested motorcycle riding videos several times now, and you guys just never get to see them because they're just hot garbage. This is by far the best microphone setup and the best video camera setup we've had so far, so hopefully it's less than hot garbage. And if it's good enough to actually start being good, we'll maybe put it on the main. Because I'm hoping if we still do that September thing, that'd be a good time to shoot videos like this.
Yes.
Are you still up for attempting the September thing, depending on weather?
I would like to, depending on weather and work. Because hopefully I'll have a job by September.
Yeah, hopefully.
I have been handing out resumes. Close encounter of the birdie.
Yep.
Yeah, so if we went left there, that's assuming where the houses
fire
would be lost.
Yep, exactly.
Although by everything I've heard so far, it doesn't sound like anyone's actually died in the fires.
I know, that's really surprising.
That is good to hear.
Yeah, people have had enough time to evacuate.
I was definitely worried with the Kelowna fire, where I'm like, it's right north of Kelowna. If the wind shifts south, it's going to be raining hot embers all over Kelowna, and there's no way for people to get out. People in Kelowna have one highway for the entire city to try
get
to
out.
leave.
And that highway was so busy because people were evacuating, and I'm like, this isn't even the serious evacuation yet.
This is the paranoid people going, I don't want to be trapped if I have to evacuate, which I think was a smart move.
My plan is forget the pickup truck, straight to the motorcycle, take the motorcycle out, because I can get around cars with a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I've seen what happens in really bad fires where everybody evacuates at the same time. You've got four-wheel drive pickups driving through the ditch trying to get away, and it's like there's going to be no room to escape. On a motorcycle, I'll lose everything else, whatever, but on a motorcycle, I can get me and Jess out.
Yep, that's the thing. You get the people out, and that's what matters. I would probably do somewhere. I don't actually know which bike I'd take. For the one I want to save, I want to take this one. But that all depends on basically whether I'd be basically trying to take Mel on the back of the bike or not.
Yeah.
Because it's all going to be slow speed stuff.
If Mel was riding herself.
If she's riding her bike, then we just hop on this bike and her bike and get out. And everything else can burn.
I think there's a little pullout on the left-hand side over here at the end of the road.
Should come up on the left.
We'll pull in over there and shut all the cameras down. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this actually shows up and you guys are watching it. And if you guys want to see more of it, and maybe it is still hot trash and I'll still show it to you. But it'll be a good test for our September little mini vacation. If it doesn't get too cold.
Yeah, September should still be all right.
And of course, thank you to the new members that have shown up. Remember, zero pressure to stick around. I really, really appreciate all you guys for sticking around. But I'll never guilt trip anyone for bailing out of supporting me as a member and then still coming and watching my videos. It's like, if you stop supporting me, still come back and watch the videos. We are out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Right. This is where Jess usually says adios.
But I don't know how to say adios.
You're the Mexican.
Yes, I'm the Mexican who doesn't speak Mexican. But all right, we'll see you guys all later, so take care.